The gavel would fall in exactly 72 hours, deciding whether Marcus Johnson would lose custody of his daughter forever. But as he changed the flat tire for the elegant stranger on that rainy highway, he had no idea she was Judge Eleanor Winters, the same woman who would soon determine his entire future. Marcus wiped the rain from his brow, his calloused hands working quickly on the lug nuts. "Almost done, ma'am. You'll be on your way in 5. The well-dressed woman nodded gratefully, sheltering under her umbrella. "I can't thank you enough. Most people wouldn't stop these days." Little did either know that this chance encounter would change both their lives forever. 3 days earlier, Marcus had been served custody papers. His ex-wife's wealthy parents were trying to take his 8-year-old daughter Lily away, claiming he couldn't provide a stable home as a struggling mechanic working 2 jobs. "Daddy, are they really gonna take me away?" Lily asked that night, her small voice breaking as she clutched her worn teddy bear. Marcus pulled her close, fighting back tears. "Not if I can help it, Lil Bug. You're my whole world." But the truth kept him awake at night. How could he compete with his former in-laws' mansion and private schools when he could barely keep the lights on in their modest apartment? The next morning at Joe's auto shop, his boss clapped a hand on his shoulder. "You look like hell, Johnson." "Court case coming up," Marcus mumbled, sliding under a Chevy. "Custody battle. That's rough, man. You're a good dad though, anyone with eyes can see that." Marcus just focused on the undercarriage, blinking back moisture that had nothing to do with motor oil. The court date loomed like a guillotine over his neck. When his shift ended early due to a cancelled appointment, Marcus took the highway home, hoping to surprise Lily with extra time together. That's when he spotted the stranded Mercedes with its hazards blinking. The woman stood helplessly beside her flat tire, designer coat getting soaked despite her umbrella. Something about her reminded him of his late mother, the same dignified posture, perhaps. "Need a hand?" he called through the downpour. Relief washed over her face. "Oh, thank goodness. My roadside assistant says they're backed up for hours." As Marcus worked, they talked. Eleanor mentioned being delayed for an important meeting, while Marcus shared stories about Lily. "She sounds wonderful," Eleanor said, her expression softening. "You clearly adore her." "She's everything to me," Marcus replied simply, tightening the last bolt. "There. Good as new." Eleanor insisted on paying him, but Marcus refused. "Just pay it forward someday." She studied him curiously. "What's your name?" "Marcus. Marcus Johnson." Something flickered across her face, recognition, but vanished so quickly he thought he'd imagined it. "Well, Marcus Johnson, thank you for restoring my faith in humanity today." As she drove away, Marcus never suspected he'd just helped the very judge assigned to his case. Judge Eleanor Winters couldn't stop thinking about the kind mechanic as she reviewed her cases that evening. When she saw his name on her docket, her stomach dropped. The custody hearing began formally. Marcus sat alone at his table. He couldn't afford an attorney. Across the aisle, his former in-laws and their expensive legal team projected confidence. Eleanor listened as the grandparents' lawyer painted Marcus as inadequate, working too many hours, living in a small apartment, struggling financially. "Your Honor," the attorney concluded, "while Mr. Johnson may love his daughter, love isn't enough. The child deserves the stability and opportunities only her grandparents can provide." When Marcus's turn came, he stood nervously. "I'm not good with fancy words, Your Honor. I work hard, sometimes too hard, they say, but every minute is for Lily. We might not have much, but we have each other." His voice cracked. "Please don't take my daughter. She's all I have left." Eleanor found herself in an impossible position. The law often favored financial stability, but she couldn't forget the selfless man who'd helped her in the rain. "This court will recess until tomorrow morning," she announced, needing time to think. That night, Eleanor drove to Marcus's neighborhood. From her car, she watched him and Lily walking home from the bus stop, laughing together as he carried her backpack. Through their apartment window, she observed them cooking dinner, doing homework, Marcus patiently braiding his daughter's hair. The next morning, Eleanor made an unprecedented decision. Before rendering judgment, I'm ordering a home observation. I'll personally visit the Johnson residence this evening. The grandparents' attorney objected, but Eleanor overruled him. When she knocked on Marcus's door that evening, his shock was palpable. You're the woman from the highway," he stammered. "And you're the man who showed extraordinary character when no one was watching," she replied. "May I come in?" Lily bounded forward. "Daddy, who's this lady?" For 2 hours, Eleanor witnessed what money couldn't buy, the beautiful bond between father and daughter, the creative ways Marcus stretched their limited resources, the love filling every corner of their modest home. As she prepared to leave, Marcus walked her to the door. "I didn't know who you were when I helped you." "That's precisely why it matters," Eleanor said softly. "Character is who you are when no one's looking." Their eyes held for a moment too long, an unexpected connection forming between them. In court the next day, Eleanor delivered her ruling. "This court finds that custody shall remain with Marcus Johnson." She raised her hand to silence the eruption from the grandparents' table. "However, I am ordering increased visitation for the grandparents and requiring Mr. Johnson to accept their financial assistance for Lily's education." She looked directly at Marcus. "Sometimes strength means accepting help for those we love." 6 months later, things had changed dramatically. The grandparents had softened, recognizing Marcus's devotion. He'd accepted their help with Lily's schooling while maintaining his dignity and primary custody. And Eleanor? She'd recused herself from any further proceedings involving Marcus after acknowledging their growing friendship had crossed into something deeper. "I never thought I'd be dating a judge," Marcus teased as they walked through the park, Lily running ahead. "And I never thought changing a tire would change my life," Eleanor replied, slipping her hand into his. Sometimes fate puts the right people in our path at exactly the right moment. A simple act of kindness can ripple outward, transforming lives in ways we never imagined. If you were moved by Marcus and Eleanor's story, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming tales that remind us of our shared humanity. We'd love to know, what country are you watching from? Share in the comments below.